Now, I'm making this other video as a reiteration and an explanation. Hopefully, it's going to be clearer why making videos, making videos of the procedures, especially plasma procedures or lasers procedures, and then if you do lasers, obviously, ideally you want to film the setting of the device, is because if a claim ever comes in, just from experience, what we've seen when we've got we've never got claims, but we've seen other people having claims. They always come in this form. The treatment was done into the hypodermis, or the treatment has caused a burn into the dermis. The device setting was too high, the duration of the arc was too high, the damage was caused into the dermis. Pretty much the same claims appear. It's almost as if these lawyers take they've got maybe a template and they copy and paste from this template. So basically, by having the procedure filmed, you can actually show, especially if you compare it to our case studies, that the procedure was carried out properly. So why our case studies are so important, it is quite important, it's very, very important. If you want, if you want to avoid and dismiss any possible claim, if you want to increase the chances of this being completely avoided, filming the procedures will actually kill very, 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 very likely 95 out of 100 any possible claims. Because then you've got video evidence, and anything that is actually said against that treatment is pure conjecture. And then you have a video evidence. It's not actually something that, it's not your word against someone else. You've got hard evidence of what has been done. And that is a huge weapon. Why? I mean, it's actually neutralizing many possible claims. Because then, if you ever wanted to do so, then you can actually compare it to our case studies where we've got the film procedures plus the before, after, and healing progression. And then you can demonstrate that with hardcore evidence that the procedure was carried out properly. And as we know, most of the problems are caused by poor aftercare, and sometimes by lack of communication between the person who have had the treatment and the person who carried out the treatment. So even if you have the consent form and everything else, basically when a claim comes in, it's always the same thing, copy and paste. Damage was caused to the hypodermis, a third or fourth degree burn was caused to the skin, the setting was too high, the arc or whatever else was applied onto the skin for far too long. I don't know, maybe these lawyers actually have got a template where they copy and paste things from. But as I say, videoing your procedures is one of the best things that you can possibly do. It's going to be extremely useful in the future, and also can be useful in this type of cases. So video those procedures, because it's going to have you to sleep tight at night. And even to those people who try to, I'm sorry to say, take the mickey, even to those ambulance chasers of lawyers, it's going to be a complete headache, because you've got hardcore evidence against conjecture, against just pure speculation. And that's going to kill pretty much most of the cases. So film those procedures. It doesn't cost anything. Every mobile phone has got a camera. You can actually get a tripod. You can, if you're doing the treatment on the same bed over and over again, put a camera there that films the procedures. It doesn't cost anything, and then the memory cards are quite cheap as well. Then you can replace them, and every week or every month you can buy a very big one, a very big memory card, and you just store them just in case or for future reference. And then if a year down the line somebody actually thinks about trying to, especially if you've got all the consent forms in place in electronic format, which is the most advisable, then you pretty much your business can have a long-term future. So it's very important that you film procedures, remember.